Welcome. I'm Ananda Suying, and this is my weekly oracle card reading for the collective. So it's for all of us for the week commencing the 10th of June to the 16th of June. So this video is a little different because usually it's on the cards themselves with my altar, which is set up specifically for them. But I thought I'd do something a little bit different this week, and you'll be able to see me doing the actual reading live. If you want to have a look at the cards a little bit more, there will be a picture which is the thumbnail, or which represents the video, and you'll be able to look at that and have a better look at the cards, or have a bit longer with the cards and see what comes to the fore for you. Okay, so for this video we are using 3 decks. I'm using 3 decks, which is what I have done for the past few readings. And the first one, from which 3 cards came through, is Denise Linn's The Sacred Forest Oracle. And there was one card which came from Carl Gray's Gateway of Light Activation. It's beautiful colors as well. And the last single card from the mystical Shaman Oracle card deck by Alberto, Villoldo, Colette, Baron-Reid and Marcela, Lobos. So we have the first 3, and they give the general flavor of this week's energetic oracle card reading. And I'll show the cards up one by one, and I'll hold them out for you so you can have a good look at them. This is of course my reading of the cards, and it would be good for you to connect with the cards, because although I'm doing a reading, there may be certain parts of the card which will come to the forefront for you, and they will be pertinent for you because you've noticed them. So if something is there for you, so just go ahead and use your intuition, okay, and see what it says to you. So this is our first card, and it's Standing Stones Passage. And I'm just going to show you the 3 cards together so you know what to expect as we go through it. The second card is Dragonfly Spirit, and the key word is change, and the number is 12. The first card, for those of you who are into numbers in numerology, is 40. The first card is 40. And the last card from the Sacred Forest Oracle card deck is Forest Temple, Enlightenment. So they're absolutely beautiful cards, all placed in nature. As you can see, the trees, it's a forest temple, so it's out in nature. And of course, Dragonfly Spirit is when the dragonfly has emerged from years of being in the water as a larva, and the beautiful lotus flowers there. And the first one we had was amongst standing stones, and with beautiful colors in the sky. Reminds me, I mean, it's very colorful, but it reminds me of all the southern sightings of the aurora borealis in the middle of May, when we have those crazy, really high, intense solar flares. So I kind of feel that with this card, and with those with that's one of the first things which I'm picking up, is that this energy is still running. The effects of the solar flares are still ongoing, so they're still working with our energy field, and what it's doing is so there are a lot of astrologers and a lot of people who feel that this is a good time for spiritual enlightenment. On a sort of physiological and an energetic level pertinent to our bodies, what that energy is doing is, it's kind of like, if we see ourselves as, say, um, say a sort of with oh, it's mirrored, so as you can see, this has got a direction to the pattern, and with any material, say like my jumper, you have the material going in one way, or the threads going in one way, and then the threads go crossing in 90 degrees. So I think it's weft and web. I can't remember what the name is for weavings, but what the energy does is it's kind of like we're like that. We have energetically, we have lots of strands of energy around us. It's like we are a web of light which interpenetrates our physical body. And what all this energy is coming and doing is it's coming through, and it's kind of loosening all those fibers, all that webbing, so that if there's a little bit kind of stuck, and there's been a catch, or there's been a knot, and there's a bump, and that could be due to emotional trauma, or physical trauma, or any mental trauma, or something sort of spiritual which has come through past lives, etc., or anything in this life, or through our ancestral line. What all this energy does is it's giving it the opportunity to loosen for everything which is really tight and is stuck. What we might think of as stuck. It's giving the opportunity to just loosen a little bit, and to allow this energy to come into thought form, into emotion, or into thought form, so that it comes into our consciousness. We become conscious of it, and it's an invitation to have a look at it, perhaps to have a chat with someone about it, because it's constantly in our energy field. So all those knots and all that the beautiful parts as well, because we're a mixture of all light and dark, and light and shadow and stuff like that. All parts are really, really, really what makes us who we are, in a sense. But when it comes to the consciousness, there is that invitation to work with it, to have a look at it, to perhaps discover why certain patterns keep going on. So that's what a lot of the solar flare energies do. And when you receive an energetic healing session as well, this does something very, very similar too. But of course, it's slightly different when you come in with a specific intention. The energy comes in to help you with that intention, so that you can evolve positively, move forward, resolve something, forgive someone, forgive yourself. So it's things like that. So this card really reminds me, and it's kind of saying this energy is keeping on, and so you may find that there will still be things which you are going to be asked to deal with in terms of shadow. However, standing stones are places where many have come before, especially in the UK, the British Isles. There are quite a few standing stones which stretch from the south of England all the way up to some islands sort of north of Scotland, and for many, 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 many centuries there have been many wonderful druids and wonderful modern people like you and I, who perhaps have been there, who've done ceremony, who've brought all their love for the good of humanity and the good of the earth and the good of all sentient beings here and everywhere. So we have a lot of support, and we have the examples of many who have come before and who've had to deal with loads of rubbish in their lives and lots of pain and trauma. So I think this card is saying, look, don't worry, you've got lots of help, you're not alone, and you're walking a path which has been worked on by many others, and the support is so strong for us now to face up to whatever we need to really move forward. to take that step that we were so worried about, we were so afraid of, and yet, you know, that's something we have to do so that we can discover more about the joys of life and more about our capacities and our amazing gifts. Okay, so in a sense, I think this is a wonderfully positive card, and I like the fact that the lady has got a red dress. So she's like, red is the color of the root chakra as well, but red is passion, um, and it's a real look at me color. You know, I'm amazing, I'm powerful. Um, so even if yeah, so it's to have the confidence to take those steps and get the help if you need it. Okay, so our second card is really lovely. It's Dragonfly Spirit, and it's all about change. So it's not butterfly, but you see, with dragonflies as opposed to butterflies, even though they're both insects and they're both absolutely beautiful, one is one's eggs are generally laid in the leaves, I think, perhaps in plants, in above water, yeah. And the time it takes for the eggs to hatch and the larva and the cocoon state and the metamorphosis is not, it's not very long. It's through summer, and then the butterflies form and they move on after they mate and they die quite quickly. So it's quite a short period of time. The butterfly's life is a very short period of time. The dragonfly's life, the time it takes for them to form in the water and to become larvae, I think it's quite a few years. So it's been cooking, and it's been growing, and it's been doing all it's had to do in water. Water is to do with emotions, it's to do with memory as well. We know that there are many scientists who believe that water holds memory, and the ice caps and old ice holds the energy, the information and vibration from God knows millennia, for as long as it's been on the earth. So this dragonfly has come through all that water and done all this work to emerge as this beautiful iridescent being, and it's so fast. It flips, it can go backwards. I think that's what helicopters are based on. The technology is based on nature, on something in nature, and I think it's dragonflies. And their amazing wings, which they can flip, reminds me of the movie Dune as well, with those little copters, which are absolutely beautiful too. But again, you know, the ability to move to anticipate anything which comes to us. You may have to shift and to move and to dart, to go backwards at times. So you may find that it's going to be like a bit of a dance as well this week. You're shifting over, perhaps having to be quite flexible. That's my little pop. Hey you. Having to perhaps finding that maybe a little bit of flexibility there, but the capacity to be very, very flexible in air. So mentally as well, mentally flexible, countering arguments perhaps, so countering your own arguments and your own reasons not to do or to do something. Yeah. So keep an eye on the mind and any old thought patterns which may try to trip you up when you want to make some positive change. So the final card for the 3-card series from Denise Linn's Sacred Forest deck is Forest, Temple, Enlightenment. So what do we get after all of this? Understanding, enlightenment, being filled with light. It is June. We're coming up to the solstice, the summer solstice, where we have the longest day and the shortest night. where you can celebrate your light. You can celebrate your achievements. You can celebrate that road that you've been pounding on, and perhaps you changed direction or you flipped it upside down. So it's making time to come into yourself when you have all of this changing, moving and changing, and everything's so great. Ooh, so many possibilities. Ooh. But then coming to your center as well, coming to the temple of your body, the temple of your heart, perhaps finding a beautiful place in nature where you can do that, and then sitting still, coming into your center, coming into your heart, coming into that portal, no time, no space, all time, all space, everywhere, nowhere, all time, all space, all you. And then finding which path you may want to take, which direction, or just being you. Yeah, so that's kind of energy. It's really grounded, it's solid, it's very rooted. It's like the foundation is secure, and therefore whatever you want to build from it or on top of it, it will be stable and functional. Okay, so it's a beautiful card. So we have so much going for us this week energetically. Okay, so those are those three. Oni hops again, and it is Akashic Stargate. It's aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. There you are. Look at how brilliant they are. Again, in nature. Perhaps we've forgotten that we are part of this world and that nature is not against us but holds many clues and many truths and many pearls of wisdom for us. So whatever choice we make, don't worry, move forward with confidence. And the last card, which is brilliant as well, and it's the staff. Look at that, the staff. Perhaps it's a bit different to a wand, but it is an object of power. I almost wondered whether it was to do with perhaps marking this time with the creation of something which, making an object of power for yourself. So perhaps planting some seeds, something as simple as that, planting some seeds, creating a relationship with a particular tree in the park or a particular plant in your garden. So it's not necessarily something which you need to craft from scratch, although it could be, and it might be wonderful. It could be, you could make a bookmark, something as simple as that from origami. But this is, on another note, is it about honoring your body as well as a tool of power? For it is your temple, the temple of your spirit in this incarnation, in this time, with this life. And honing it to the extent that you are so powerful and so charged with purpose, with love, with passion, also forged through pain, through trauma, through challenges. It's not all pretty things I mean, look at the butterflies and the dragonflies. They've had to go through their metamorphosis. They've had to go through their transformation. It was what they had to do to become what looks to us to be absolutely beautiful. And this is the same for us. We are going through our path, our passage, perhaps like a sword or a dagger or Excalibur or a beautiful piece of jewelry. Even crystals go through great pressure to be formed as they are. So I brought this out because to me, I wondered if the reading would include something like an object which will help you to focus. You have to also to place your focus when you need it to. Something made, but a staff is something made from possibly different materials. As you can see, this one is like a woven stick. There's also, if you look at, there are also leaves, so it looks like as if there's a little sapling. Oops, mirrored, not used to it. So it's like sapling, so something which is alive too. And I'm not sure if that's a little insect or a bird. And you have the head of perhaps a deer. I mean, it's got two types of it's got like deer antlers and also horns and a stone. So it's something made, humanly made, and then imbued with the energy used to make it and the intention. So you can do that with an object as a reminder of your path over this last few weeks or these years of your life, to remind you or to help you to focus your energy when you need to in the future, but to make it with intention and to make it with love and to honor yourself. And when we place attention, when we're doing something, when we're cooking, when we're making something like this, an object of power, or sewing a cushion, or crocheting or knitting, and the action absorbs our intention and the energy that we have when we're making it, and it contains a little of our essence. So I think we have to remember that our lives are a constant work. And maybe for you, you may not feel it's a beautiful work of art, but it is. And it doesn't matter if there's been lots of challenges. It's like a diamond. It's got to have so much pressure on it so that it becomes what it is from carbon, which is like generally black charcoal, black. And it becomes this amazing gem, which has the capacity to, it's such an amazing vibration. Yes, diamonds, lovely. Pink diamonds, blue diamonds, yellow diamonds, clear diamonds, lovely. So yeah, this is us. A work of power, a work of art, a work of intention. Okay. So I hope that's helpful. And if it was, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe as well so you can get this weekly. And thank you very much for joining me. And I hope to see you again soon. I run cacao ceremonies. I offer private card readings, one-to-one card readings as well. And I've been running Reiki workshops for over 12 years now. And I've been a Reiki practitioner for about 14 years as well. And I'm also a sound healer with gong and my voice and with crystal singing bowls. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful week, and yep, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you.